All right, good morning and welcome to this active flow and breathwork class. My name is Brian and I am delighted to be with you here today for a little bit of exploration of early spring, I think we're going to call this one. So it's starting to warm up a little bit here where I am, and a nice bright sunny day. Clocks go ahead this weekend, so we're in the anticipation of spring. We're in that state where large temperature swings in variation from day to day. So anyway, as always, let us remember our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So ensure that you are and have everything that you need for your support in your practice today. Blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chairs, tissues, clear your passageways. Anything that might help you, support you in your practice, make sure that's available to you and that you're availing yourself of that. Secondly, as always, I will remind you that this is your practice. So while I will offer and suggest and invite some things from this side, know that you are in the privacy of your own space by design, and the only requirement for you is to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. And so modify anytime, come out of anything at any time. Anytime you lose your connection to your breath, please stop, just reconnect with the breath. Take any alternate posture at any time. As I said, you're just required to be present and breathe. If you choose to be in a form of your resting posture for the entire class, that's absolutely okay. You do you, and listen to the wisdom of your own body. Honor that wisdom by giving your body what it's asking for today. All right. With that, let us come into a supported posture, whatever that looks like for you, whatever form that takes for you. Maybe you're seated in a chair with your feet flat on the floor underneath your knees, hip distance apart. Maybe you're seated on a mat or on a cushion with your legs crossed in front of you. However you are, feel into whatever part of your body is touching something. Feel that physical sensation of connection. Recognize that physical sensation of connection as support. Feel into what it is like to be supported in this moment. And extrapolate from that feeling the possibility that support is always available in this moment. And then imagining you could root into those supported places, extending roots through your body down to the earth below, holding you firm as you lengthen through the side body, lengthen through the spine, lengthen through the crown. Relax the shoulders, tuck the chin, and then turn your head left to right. Free that nodule at the back of the neck so you can feel the full length of the spine from the base to the crown. And notice as you elongate and align the spine, what happens in your body and in your mind. Maybe you feel the energy body engage and come online. Maybe you feel the chest expand and the heart open. Maybe not. Just notice what you feel for you. And then turning your awareness to your breath. Find your inhale and begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils. And turn your awareness deeply to your breath. So follow the breath process. Follow the inhale into your body, wherever it may go in your body, without stress, strain, or exertion. Just noticing, where does the inhale go? Maybe down into your pelvic bowl, maybe into your abdomen, maybe into your rib cage, maybe just to the top of your chest, where most of us breathe, at the top of our chest. Just notice. No need to do anything. No need to make anything be different. You are exactly as you are supposed to be, breathing in. And then follow the exhale out and notice what it is like to exhale completely. Let go completely. Release everything that is no longer needed. Can you release into this moment and empty yourself of breath? And then notice how the next inhale will appear just when it is needed, and follow that inhaling. And that exhale out. And on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space. Maybe the left hand over the heart, right hand over the left. Maybe the hands in prayer with the thumb knuckles resting lightly at the breastbone. And however your hands are, begin to feel into the warmth of the connection of your hands to your chest. Begin to feel into the rhythm of the heart beating beneath the hands. Begin to feel into the alignment of the rhythm of the heart and the rhythm of the breath. And as you settle into awareness of your heart space, I invite you to allow to arise in your heart space any one thing for which you are grateful, perhaps a sense of gratitude, maybe today for you, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever it is that arises for you when gratitude is called forth, I invite you now to see that clearly in your mind's eye and to anchor your gratitude in your heart space and to hold it there for the duration of our practice. And then if you choose, I'll invite you now to set an intention for your practice today, perhaps a simple intention to just be right there with each inhale, or to just keep your gratitude anchored in your heart space. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice as if it is already done. And then listening for the echoes of your intention in your being as you take a full inhale. As you exhale, if you choose to, allow your chin to drop towards your grateful and intentional heart. And if you'd like to offer a benediction to seal your intention, I invite you to do so as I say, Namo, Namaste. And release the hands, lift the chin, take a full inhale. A complete exhale. I'm going to move right into Surya Beta, activating breath, breathing in through the right nostril and out through the left. So bringing your mental awareness to your right nostril. And if you have a hand mudra you'd like to use to physically block your opposite nostril, that's absolutely okay. And then inhale through the right nostril. Pausing at the top, exhale out the left nostril. Switching at the bottom, inhale right. Pausing and switching, exhale left. Find your rhythm, your breath. Inhaling right, exhaling left. Your practice, your rhythm may be different than mine. That's absolutely as it should be. Just full inhales and complete exhales. Body very still. Awareness on the breath in the nostrils. Focus at the brow point if the eyes are closed, or if your eyes are narrow, just look at something just beyond the tip of your nose that's not moving. We're going to do 20 repetitions of this particular breath. So if you haven't, I probably should have told you that before you started so you could take count, but it doesn't matter if you do one more or one less. Just be in your breath. Inhaling right, exhaling left. And again, following the breath, we're fully aware on the breath now. We're following the inhale into the body, wherever it may go. Following the exhale out, emptying completely, noticing what's happening in your body. You feel that activation of that channel. The Pingala or the solar channel. Activating and energizing the body. This is an activating breath. Our right nostril gets us active. Our left nostril gets us calm. Little side note then, if you have challenges with rest or with sleep, You'll reverse this process. Just inhale through the left and exhale through the right. Do that for 3 or 6 minutes and then notice your experience. But stay with this. A couple more if you're with me. Inhaling right and exhaling left. Solar activation. I'm going to let the sun shine today. Full inhale here. Complete exhale. Release the arms down. Cleansing breath here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Let the breath normalize and stabilize here. All right. Next one. Breath of fire, Bastrika or bellows breath, ego adjuster or eradicator, attitude adjuster or eradicator, many names for this practice. Now, if you are pregnant or on your menstrual cycle, please do not pump your diaphragm. Just simply take long, deep inhale, complete exhale. Otherwise, if you're engaging in the bellows breath, you're going to pump your diaphragm. You pull your diaphragm back and down on the exhale. You allow the diaphragm to release out and up on the inhale. The arms, if you choose, will be up from the shoulders at 60 degrees with the palms forward. Fold the fingertips back to the top of the palm. Thumbs extended and arcing over the head. Spine is long and aligned. Focus is at the third eye. Let's take a cleansing breath. Full inhale. A complete exhale. Oops. Inhale to prepare. And exhale, begin your fire. Now find your rhythm, which may be quicker or slower than mine, as it should be. It's your rhythm. It's your breath. It's your body. It's your practice. Be in it. Inhale and exhale are equal. Tendency to over-exaggerate the exhale here because the pulling back and down is more active than the releasing out and up with respect to the diaphragm. So be mindful of that. Make sure you're taking full inhales. Now, we're always working in our practice to be calm and steady and focused on the breath and moving within our own body. Stay with your breath. On your next inhale, extend the fingertips long. Bring the thumbs to touch over your head. Arms are up, but the shoulders are relaxed. Inhale here and gently retain this breath while lifting at the base of the spine, at the pelvic bowl. Engage your root lock. Relax the shoulders even though the arms are up. Tuck the chin slightly. Engage chin lock. Extend and reach with the fingertips. Very still with the breath. Allow everything to settle in the center of your being. Notice what's happening for you as you exhale. Release your locks, release your lift. Bring your hands to the knees. Palms up, thumb and forefinger lightly touching, crown extended. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. Let the breath stabilize here. Just notice for a moment. what 3 minutes of breath work can do to change your mind state, to regulate your emotional being, to engage your physical being. Maybe you find access to your spiritual being. Inhale here. And as you exhale, come around to your mat. We're going to begin today in our wisdom pose. So bring yourself onto your mat. Knees can be together in alignment with the hips, or you can take your knees wide to let your torso drop between your thighs. It's up to you, your practice. Your hips move back toward your heels. Your forehead and torso come forward toward the back. Take a moment here to walk your fingertips out. Pop up on your fingertips. Feel the length underneath your arm. And then relax and bring your hands back by your feet, palms up. Forehead, if may want to use a block here to support your forehead if your forehead does not reach the mat. Breathing in here. Take a moment here to press back through the hips. Maybe you feel the hips landing on the top of the heels, maybe not. Take a moment here to relax the shoulders. Take a moment here to relax the head, maybe a little side to side massage of the forehead, temple to temple. Breathing in and breathing out. I'm going to wake up here. Inhale, take the arms forward, walk your fingertips out as far as they'll go. And then as you exhale, just walk your hands over toward the left side of your mat, towards that long left side of the mat. Feel that opening in the right side of your body. Breathe in here and breathe out. Inhale, walk your hands back to center and long as far as they'll go. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, off the long right side of your mat, feeling that opening in the left side body. When you get there, take a moment to feel what it's like to open the left side body and breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, walk your hands back to center and long. Exhale, pull your torso forward and come out over your hands. So you're in a modified plank. Your knees are down, tops of the feet are down, the shoulders are reaching forward, the crown is reaching long toward the foot of the mat. We're just extending out, releasing. A little bit of movement here. On the exhale, press the hips back toward the heels. Begin to find that movement with your breath. Inhale, come out and extend over the arms, lifting the crown, opening the heart. Exhale, press back. Extended child's pose, hips toward the heels. Continue that, couple more. Find your rhythm, begin to move with your breath. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. These simple movements, we begin to learn how to align movement and breath. Okay, one more here. Inhale out. Exhale, press back. Take a moment in this extended child's pose to breathe in. And then breathe out. Inhale, come up to your tabletop. So the knees are underneath the hips. The hands are underneath the shoulders. That may feel a little narrow for you. And then maybe your hands are out in front of your shoulders a little bit if you need that or want that to feel the full length of your side body. Crown is long toward the front of the mat. Hips are pressed back towards the back of the mat. Fully engaged here. Going to move the spine a little bit here. So on the inhale, let the lower spine begin to arch. You'll feel as if you're dropping your belly button toward the mat. Maybe your hips are lifting. Maybe your crown is lifting. Maybe your heart is coming forward. And then on your exhale, begin to round your spine, releasing your head, biceps frame the ears, hips roll under. Maybe there's a little bit of back and forth movement to create space. Then just move like that with your breath. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round and release. Find your rhythm and your pace and your breath in your practice. Moving the spine here. Waking up the body. Moving that energy that we generated with our ego adjuster and letting that energy now move up and down the spine. One more here. Inhale to neutral. All right, let's extend a little bit. Walk your hands out about one hand length. So your hands are actually in front of your shoulders now, creating a little space. And then roll over the ball of your right foot. Press back through your right heel and down into the ball of your right foot, long through the crown and up through the arms and shoulders. Feel that length. And then maybe pick up your right heel and bring it level with your hips. Point your toes away. Stay long through the crown. Feel that length from crown to the toes. And then if you can, go ahead and fold the right knee so that the heel of the right foot goes to the ceiling. And lift. There's a little donkey kick here. It's a little, it might be just a couple inches of movement. Just create a little space there. And then inhale up. And then as you exhale, see if you can bring that right foot outside of that right hand into a lunge. Now, if you have to help it, that's fine. Take your hand to your ankle and walk it up there. Establish yourself here. Now, if you notice that your hips fell forward and your left hip is now in front of your left knee, then push back so that your backing is in alignment here, so that your left hip is over the left knee. So we're in a modified lunge here, supported, and we're just breathing. If you need to, you can walk your foot out a little wider toward the wide edge of your mat. It opens up your hip a little bit to allow you to do that. Just breathing here. Continuing to press up out of the arms and out of the left knee so that the left hip stays lifted. Breathing here. Now, if you like, pick up on your fingertips. And then if you can, bring your hands to your knee. Stack the palms. And then press the arms to lift the torso. Continuing to keep that left hip above that left knee so we feel that length through the front quad, that front thigh muscle on the left side. We're lifting here, pressing down into the right heel, up through the crown. Supported lunge here. Breathe in. Maybe take your arms high, maybe interlock the thumbs, maybe press the palms, maybe interlace the fingers with the index finger steepled, your choice. Maybe your hands don't touch, that's okay. Maybe roll your eyes up and look up. Greet the day, greet the morning. Inhale here. Exhale, bring your hands down. Place them inside the foot. And then take that right foot and that right knee back, out and up. Extend the leg, and then bring the right knee back underneath the right hip. Take a moment here to reestablish your tabletop. Maybe a quick round of cat where you're arching and rounding, finding that fluidity in the spine again. And then come back to your neutral. And we're going to move to the left side. Roll over the ball of the left foot, press back through the left heel, and into the ball of the left foot. Feel the length in the left leg get long through the crown. Out of the fingertips and the arms. Hips are level and balanced. Maybe lift the left heel level with the hips. Maybe point the left toes. Staying long here. Maybe folding that left knee so that the left heel goes toward the ceiling. And then a little bit of just pulsing there. Just creating that little space so we can open up that left hip joint. Inhale. And then exhale. Bring the left foot outside the left hand. And maybe, again, you need to help it. That's fine. Maybe you need to take your left foot a little wider in order to create that space. Anyway, after you get your left foot established outside the left hand, now notice if you're like me, that right hip is dipped forward. So walk, push back, lift that right hip so that it is over the knee. And I feel that you're feeling that length in the front of the right thigh. Establishing this posture, breathing. And then as you are ready, maybe come up on your fingertips. Maybe bring your hands to your knee, opposite hand underneath, stack the palms. And then press the palms to lengthen and straighten the arms, lengthen the torso. Stay long, keeping that right hip over the right knee, pressing down into the left heel. Supported lunge here. Breathe in, maybe take your arms high. And maybe you notice the arms are different on this side, and that's absolutely okay. The organs are not symmetrical within the body, and so we are different from one side to the other. Maybe roll your eyes up and look up, greet the day here. Breathe in, full inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Bring the foot. And then take that left foot back and high. Extend the leg and bring the left knee back underneath the hips, tabletop. Maybe a couple rounds of cat. Arching and rounding. All right, let's curl the toes of both feet and press into the ball of both feet. Press back through the heels, and then as you press back, you may feel the knees lift a little bit. Continue to lift the hips up toward the ceiling and back toward the wall behind you. Release the crown of the head toward the mat. Press the chest and stomach back toward the thighs. Let the heels drop toward the mat. This is your downward dog. Take a breath here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Press out of the fingertips and the arms. Let the crown fall. Release back through the heels. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. All right. Inhale to a plank. Now, if you had to adjust your hands and feet in order to be balanced here and supported here, now you're in your appropriate posture. Exhale, press back, downward dog. Now, at any time here, you can drop your knees and come back to that first movement that we did. Otherwise, we're going to pulse from here. Inhale, forward to a plank, and then even maybe let the crown rise, come to a modified upward dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Continue that movement, your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Just a couple more here. Waking up the body fully today. Engaged now, aren't we? Woo! One more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, press back. Drop the knees, release the hips back toward the heels, bring the hands back by the feet, release the forehead toward the mat. Child's pose, wisdom pose. Take a full inhale, relax the shoulders. A complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Bring the torso upright and roll off of your heels. Extend the legs long. Come into Dandasana, staff pose. So legs are extended in front of you. Heels and toes are touching. Toes are pointing toward the ceiling. Full back side of the body is engaged to the mat, so you feel the back of the legs, so you're pressing through the heels. Find your length. Maybe bring your hands alongside your hips. Press and lengthen through the spine. And then keep the spine lengthened along and take the arms up. And then exhale, hinge forward right here. At your bottom of your abdomen, the top of your hip joint, you're hinging. So you're bringing your belly button toward your thighs. Maybe just a couple of inches, depending upon your level of mobility and flexibility. Your chest is coming towards your knees. The crown is staying long. So I think about bringing my nose toward my big toes. And then maybe you drop your hands and wherever they fall, the thighs, shins, ankles. Maybe you get a yogi toe lock. That's the pointer and middle finger go inside the big toe. The thumb goes outside the big toe. Keeping the crown long, so we're not ducking the chin here. The crown is long, the spine is straight. And we're just going to pulse here a little bit. So wherever your hands are, let that just be your support. Try not to be in a place where you're pulling. Just be in a place where you're supported, right? Hands are just supporting that process. So wherever they are, ankles, shins, thighs even, they're just supporting me there. The shoulders are relaxed. Inhale. Straighten and lengthen through the crown. Exhale, just hinge forward a little bit more. Maybe it's just an inch. Very subtle movement here. Be gentle and kind and patient and loving with yourself. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're already here. There's nowhere to go. So just feel into whether or not there's an inch or two of movement that might be available to you here. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, straighten and lengthen. We're gently nudging the hip girdle, the lower back to open. If you're an old person like me, you have lower back issues, this is a wonderful, if you be gentle and kind with yourself, this is a wonderful way to encourage and support the opening of your lower back. The back of the legs are long. We're pressing through the heels and back through the hamstrings and glutes, and then lifting out of the waist and the lower back, moving with the breath. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath. So if you tighten the glottis, epiglottis at the back of the throat, and breathe in and out through your nostrils, that is what we call Ujjayi or victorious or ocean breath. And we call it ocean breath because you may hear the sound of the breath in the nostrils and you'll be able to find that rhythm. And as you do a couple more of these, you may feel your body gently begin to open up a little bit. Inhale and exhale are equal, and we're just moving with the breath. All right, one more here. As you exhale, come forward, and then this time, go ahead and release your chin. Release any tension in the back of your neck. Let your chin come toward your chest. Let your forehead move toward your shins. Relax the shoulders and the elbows and the arms, forearms. Let everything come forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale, reach long past your feet. Slowly come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Exhale, release the hands down. And then just simply, let me see if I can explain this. We're going to, all right, let's just do this. Let's just do this way. Come all the way down onto your back. Let your toes fall open, let your palms fall up. Lengthen through the crown and through the heels. Now, we'll counter stretch. We'll reach long through the arms overhead. Interlock the thumb. Either direction, doesn't matter. Extend the fingertips long. Press the heels away. Flex the toes back toward the face. Feel that length along the backside of your body. Exhale, come back to neutral. Switch the interlock of your thumb. Inhale, get long through the fingertips and press the toes away from the face. Feel that length along the top side of your body. Exhale, release. Bring the knees toward the ceiling, the heels toward the hips. Walk the feet out towards the wide side of your mat. Let the knees fall together. Take your hands out 60 degrees or so, creating a little space here. Long through the crown, and then tilt your pelvic bowl. Feel your lower spine on the mat. Now keep the lower spine support on the mat. We're just going to windshield wiper the legs. So let the legs fall over to one side on the exhale. The knees, I should say. Inhale, the knees back to center, knocking center, and then exhale, knees will fall over to the left. Gently moving here and begin to move with your breath. Again, if you use that ocean breath, that ujjayi breath, and you can hear the rhythm. And you're moving with the rhythm of your breath. Just a couple more. Bringing up any tension in that side joint from that previous exercise. Okay. Last one here. Come back to neutral. Walk your feet back together, your knees back together, your heels toward your hips. And then take your legs up to the ceiling, press through the heels, flex the toes back toward the face. Now, option here to lift the shoulders and the crown of the head. Keeping the crown long, keeping that length in the spine. This is just engaging a little bit more of the core. And then the movement is a very simple movement. On the exhale, we'll lower the legs and the shoulders if they're up. On the inhale, we'll lift the legs and the shoulders. Now, you can keep the shoulders and head down if you like, or just doing leg lifts at that point. And you have options here. You can just do one leg at a time. Also, if you'd like more support, you can bring the fingers, the thumbs underneath the SI joint at the bottom of the hip girdle. That'll provide a little more support. Or even more support, you bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint at the, what did I just say, SI joint twice? You bring the thumbs underneath the sits bones at the bottom of the hip girdle, or you bring the back of the palms underneath the SI joint at the top of the buttocks for even more support. I'm just working with this. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Just a couple more. Challenging exercise, engaging all of the core. And inhale up. Exhale, bring the knees to the chest, reach and squeeze. And let's stretch that out. Take your left leg long and bring your right knee in toward your right shoulder. And you let that left heel rest on the mat if you like. But press through that heel as you bring the right knee in toward the shoulder. Big stretch through the hip girdle. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Point and flex the toes on the left foot. Right foot, maybe rotate the ankles. And then exhale, switch. Bring the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Maybe reach up and squeeze. Let that right toes, right heel goes long on the mat. Big opening here. Point and flex. See where we are here. Got to keep track of time here. Okay, my goodness. Time flies when we're having fun. All right. Okay. All right. Bring both knees in and squeeze. Lift your nose toward your knees. Squeeze in a little bit. Tuck the chin slightly. And then just begin to rock gently on your spine. Once or twice. And rock yourself back up to a seated posture. Come back around to your seat. And we'll begin this wonderful little energetic breath cycle that we're going to do now. Will take us into our guided rest. Okay. So, find your supported seat, lengthen through the spine. Connect with your breath. All right. Woo. All right. Couple different breaths here. Couple different movements here. So, we're going to begin. Hands are on the knees. And the inhale, we just simply come forward, and the exhale, we go back. So we're rotating the spine in our hip girdle. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Simple movement. Just freeing up any tension that might have gotten stuck in the hips with those leg lifts. Engaging here. Simple movement. Stay with it. Thing doesn't have to be exotic and strenuous. We're nowhere to go here. Right where we're supposed to be. And then on your next cycle, reverse so you're circling in the opposite direction. And notice how things differ as you go in the opposite direction. If you're like me, your liver and your kidneys, you feel this very differently as you go the opposite way. And just continuing to move with your breath. A little bit of release here, just feeling that release. Yeah. Couple more. All right, come back to center. Inhale. Gently retain this breath while lifting at the base of the spine, relaxing the shoulders, tucking the chin, letting everything settle in the center of your being for a moment. And then release your lift, release your breath. Take a cleansing breath, full inhale. Complete exhale. Take your arms out from the shoulders and then fold the elbows and bring the hands so that the four fingers go in front of the shoulders and the thumb hooks behind the shoulders. Now, if that's not a attainable posture for you, don't worry about it. Just let your hands flow side to side on top, across the top of your thighs. And this just helps keep the torso locked. The movement is very simple. We're going to inhale to the left and exhale to the right. So we did a rotation. Now we're doing a twist. If you remember, we were in tabletop. We did flexion and inflection, arching and rounding. So we're moving the spine in all directions. If you remember, in our child's pose, we walked our hands left and right, opening up the side body, the obliques. So we've moved the spine all different ways today, which is our goal here. So stay with this. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. Gentle twisting. A couple more here. Inhale back to center. Again, gently retain and lift base of the spine. Engage your root lock. Relax the shoulders, tuck the chin. Let everything settle. Be still. And as you're ready, release the locks, release the breath, release the hands to the knees. Bring your hands on top of your thighs. We're going to inhale, just lift the shoulders toward the ears. Exhale, release the shoulders down. In and out through the nostrils. Now, the tendency here is to kind of scrunch the back of the neck. So let's try not to do that. Let's try to just simply lift the shoulders and release them without scrunching in the back or top part of the neck. And it's just a simple movement, a gentle movement. Now, realistically, the spine does not move up and down, but we are moving the shoulder blades up and down alongside the spine here. So we get that feeling of moving up and down, even if we're not. The spine is very still and elongated and aligned, and we're just simply breathing, feeling a little bit of movement. Couple more here. On your next inhale, inhale the shoulders up. Don't scrunch the neck, but stay still. Let the chin tuck, engage the root lock. Be very still. Gently retain this breath. Gently, kindly, compassionately, lovingly, sitting with ourselves and our breath, noticing our experience here. As you're ready, release your locks, release your breath. Let the chin fall toward the chest. As you inhale, gently bring the right ear toward the right shoulder, and then the chin toward the ceiling. As you exhale, gently bring your left ear to your left shoulder and your chin toward your chest. Continue that movement. Gently inhaling, right ear, right shoulder, chin towards ceiling. Gently exhaling, left ear, left shoulder, chin towards chest. So you're feeling a gentle neck roll here with the breath, inhaling over and up, exhaling over and down. A couple more this direction. And then take a breath, settle in here, and then we're going to reverse that. So inhale gently, left ear, left shoulder, chin towards ceiling. Gently exhale, right ear, right shoulder, chin towards chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder, chin towards ceiling. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder, chin towards chest. Continue your rhythm. Gentle neck rolls, opposite direction. One more here. Keeping the chin rest, lift the chin parallel. Let everything settle. Find your supported posture here. Extend and elongate the spine. Notice if you've scrunched or crunched a little bit. Get long, get back into your supported, lifted posture. Engage yourself here at the breath, following the inhale in and the exhale out. We're going to do an active sequence of breathing to finish up our practice before we move into our guided rest. And so the movements will be as follows. Beginning, the arms will be out with the palms up. We'll be here for a minute. And then we'll begin to rotate the arms in the backwards, slight circles backwards. We'll be there for a minute. And then we'll begin to bring the arms overhead, alternating the cross of the arms overhead. We'll be there for 1 minute. Okay. Now, if the arm movement distracts you or detracts you from being in your breath, then just keep your hands on your knees with your thumbs and forefingers lightly touching and focus on the breath. This is a breath practice. Let's take a cleansing breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Arms out from the shoulders. And inhale to begin. Breath of fire here. Finding your rhythm and your pace, your breath, and your practice. This Bastrika or bellows breath, this breath of fire, this engagement of the diaphragm, the solar plexus, the core, the solar. We're activating the sun in this practice today. The seat of self-will, self-discipline, self-respect, self-honesty. Fully focused on ourselves here. Not selfish, self-centered, centered in the self. Fully present and engaged. As you are ready and willing, begin to rotate the arms, slight circles here, continuing your breath of fire. Now, the arm movements and the arm position simply localizes the energy in the torso. So each of these is just moving slightly where the energy is being activated and moved around in your body. We're just focused on the breath. We're very still, maintaining our practice goal of being calm, steady, focused on the breath, moving within our own body. It's our last dynamic movement for today's practice. So just give yourself a chance to just be with it. You got this. Just breathing. You're sitting and breathing. As you are ready and want to, go ahead and begin to move the arms overhead with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down, changing the cross. Now, again, if you get confused or yeah, I do more than one thing, I get confused. So, don't worry about that. Don't overstress whether did I go in front this time or behind. Just be in your breath. Fully focused, fully centered, calm, steady, focused on the breath, moving within our own body. So we do these practices, these challenging practices with these dynamic movements so that we can learn how to be calm and steady and focused on the breath while in the midst of a challenge. Because that's our lives, right? If you're like me, most of life is a bit of a challenge. And so our practices are designed to help us feel into being with ourselves on the mat and then taking that off the mat. On your next inhale, take your arms up, extend and lengthen, engage, root lock, lift at the base of the spine, the pelvic bowl, fingers to the ceiling, tuck the chin slightly, relax the shoulders, be very still. Stretch, 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 and gently release the arms down to the knees or to the lap. Bring your thumb and forefinger together. Now, if you'd like, feel a little more grounded, turn your palms down. If you'd like to feel a little more inspiration, turn your palms up and open. Settle into your sits bones, your hip girdle. Lengthen through your spine, elongate the spine. Feel yourself supported here. Find your supports. Settle into your supports. Release any shaping of the body, of the mind, of the breath. And if you'd like, take a moment here to provide yourself with any additional support that you may want in this posture. We're going to remain seated in our rest posture. We're going to rest here. So maybe you have an eye cloth. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl. Anything that will provide you with a little more support, go ahead and avail yourself of that. And then let everything settle into your supported seat. Allowing the breath to come and go as it will. Releasing any analysis of the practice. Releasing any conversation with yourself or with anyone else for that matter. Allowing yourself to just be for a moment. Feeling into what it is like to rest. Opening your awareness to the offering or suggestion that this moment of rest is a true gift that you have given yourself. Just test that, sit with that, feel into that. This moment of rest is a gift that you have given yourself. Honor yourself and the giving of that gift by receiving it fully, openly, and deeply. And we'll sit with that in silence for the next minute or so. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing and gently, compassionately turn your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to take a full inhalation. And as you exhale, let everything go with the exhale. On your inhale, I invite you once again to float your hands to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space, and to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful. Maybe the effects of your practice, any one thing. Again, maybe just the possibility that there could be one more thing for which you might be grateful today. And as you sit and witness yourself in gratitude in your space, I will take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice with me. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, in closing, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like. And when you do rise, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.